Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon where I'll be talking about their movies, shows, I don't know, whatever the case may be, I guess you can say. So, of course, I have another old feature to talk about again, and it's this one, The Moon Spinners. And yeah, this movie is based upon a book of the same name, which I never read, by the way, just so you know. So I'm just going to review this as a movie because that's basically what this is, a movie. Anyway, as usual, let's talk about the plot, shall we? So let's just get into it. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Anyway, for this movie, we get to see that there's this young English woman, and let's just say, yeah, we see her and her aunt. And that's kind of thing here. They travel together to this village. It's in this area. They rent a room and the Moon Spinners Inn, though the innkeeper pretty much initially refuses them until her teenage son and the Ella character pretty much trying to help them out, I guess, or whatnot. And yeah, of course, we just see some characters being introduced here, and this is definitely one of the longest Disney films that they made. By the way, just throwing it out there. So you of course gonna get introduced to quite a few characters, just so you know. So there's a scene um, where there's like a wedding party at the inn later that very evening. The character Nikki meets up with this young English man named Mark, who pretty much invites her and the aunt character, the one I was referring to earlier, to dinner. Yeah, things become pretty wild in some other way. Yeah, this is definitely one of those types of mystery type movies, I guess you can say. And pretty much centering around the idea that there's this jewel thief that's hiding on this island. So things do get rather crazy, I guess you can say, in some ways. Because, well, gotta keep the plot going somehow, in some way, of course. It's not prevent it from getting boring. You do need a good plot, obviously, with a good story. So it's going to center around in some ways on this teenage romance. And but yeah, okay, some sort of intrigue going on here. A search for a stolen. Okay, quite a few stolen jewels during the visit to this place. So yeah, things do get pretty dramatic. So I guess you would say. But yeah, that's the thing though. You gotta make it good somehow. So yeah, kind of like a suspenseful mystery kind thing, I guess you would say. Kind of going off course. Yes, in some ways, you can always argue that from a Walt Disney movie, it feels like an overly involved story about jewel thieves and a young woman swept away by some crazy stuff in this location while vacationing, I guess. But yeah, for some people it can feel a bit of a drag because of that. For me personally, it didn't bother me too much, really. The pacing isn't exactly super fast paced, obviously. So yeah, I know some people might argue that there's maybe too many things going on for the plot line, and a lot of characters, like I was saying a moment ago, some characters may not seem who they really are and whatnot. But personally speaking, I thought it was fine. Like this is a pretty long movie. I just again must re, state that, I guess you can say. But the scenery for this is actually quite good. There's lots of beautiful scenery to look at. The actors and actresses did the best with what they could when it comes to the script, of course. But I mean, yes, it's pretty old fashioned in some ways, and it's very entertaining kind of a movie that we come to take for granted. I mean, okay, it might not be a grand masterpiece of any kind, sure, but I can definitely say that when it comes to Disney movies, they definitely don't make them like they used to. Yes, I know that makes me sound old as hell, but again, like I said quite a few times, folks, already, I am over 100 years old. I was around for quite some time, so yeah. There's a mixture of a bit of comedy, a bit of romance, a bit of action, and lots of locations are actually really nice to look at. That's definitely a good thing there, folks. So, as for the acting, I can't really complain too much when it comes to acting. They all did a pretty good job as well. Maybe some did better than others, but the overall story is actually fine. Of course, on the acting as a whole, it's also fine, of course. It's pretty competent. It's competently made, of course. The direction is isn't too bad, of course. So what they were trying to aim for, I say, is not too shabby, I suppose. The director has done a good job in this movie, of course. So there's nothing really I can say it was too bad, really. Man, of course, there's gonna be maybe like a few things that could have, tweaked up. Sure, I'll admit that. I'm just saying. So anyway, I don't know, not terrible, not by any means. So I will give this a recommendation for anyone who has not seen this as of yet. Really, if this sounds like your cup of tea, I would recommend it. Especially if you're one of those individuals who want to see one of those vintage Disney movies. And like I was saying a moment ago, when it comes to the Walt Disney Company, yeah, they definitely don't make it like they used to. Yeah, it's a blast from the past, so to speak. And it does have its charming moments, I guess you can say, throughout the entire movie. Yeah, I just kind of wish that they'll make these movies again, but maybe in retrospect, I can see the why they won't, because the audience back then is not the same audience like it is now. Oh boy. But anyway, I will give this film an overall rating of a 7.2 out of 10. It gets a 7.2 out of 10 for me. And as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, later.